Because Pat Marcy, dude, was...
Hello, welcome to Larry Needles Show. Larry and Needles. Kiki, Larry and Needles Show. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Larry.
I'm Needles, and this is...
Kiki, what's up, baby?
Woo! We have lost our fourth wheel.
We got a flat.
Makes it home safe. We wish that was the
Don
only
sprung
thing
a
that happened to me. But, so here we are again, and we're going to do our second episode, right?
And I'm losing my voice, so I'm taking some helium.
That's all right, though? Yeah, so helium should help you out.
Mm-hmm.
So what should we do at the border?
Man, I like the shutting it down thing, but it's funny how Biden is wanting to cut down the concertina wire that Abbott,
It blocks the
Governor
border.
Abbott,
It's been proven to show
really
that
crazy.
people can't get past
He's in
right?
court trying, suing
the
them.
Supreme
He's fighting
Court-
Texas.
The Supreme
Yeah.
Court said that they can't do anything, which is crazy. Are we really at this point in time where things can be incited and our government is against us? It
Yeah.
seems like the Supreme Court has been bought and sold and bought again and sold.
Yeah, it's disturbing. I hear these
Quite.
videos about the Constitution saying,
Yeah.
the states have the right to
If the
defend their
Constitution
borders.
doesn't cover it, they
Well,
can take
they
over.
can defend their
They don't
borders.
protect us. That's
Yeah,
what they
they
do.
can
It's all
defend
about
their
being
borders.
protected. We talked about this.
I gotta really, I actually have the handbook Constitution. Whenever whenever I purchased a gun or like ammunition, I always get a copy of the Constitution.
Nice.
That's what I love about the Second Amendment. They supply you with your rights as you buy them.
Well,
That
and
is
that's the thing, though.
great, man.
I mean, it is your constitutional right
But
to bear arms and to have free
Yeah.
speech and to be happy, the welfare of public, prosperity. All of these things are being thrown to the wayside for people that are not. I mean, listen,
pursuit
this
of
country was
happiness, baby.
built on foreigners.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
immigrants.
Yeah, otherwise
But
we
through a
would
certain
be,
way.
Otherwise
I
we would
mean-
be like, Chippewa or Arapaho Indians
Or British.
something right now.
We'd be British.
Even
That's what we
worse.
would
Well,
be.
no, yeah, British were foreigners too at one point, bro.
And you have one right next
They
to the
didn't-
soundboard.
Well, the crazy
Oh,
thing
okay,
is,
cool.
you listen to Biden's speeches 20 years ago, and he's saying exactly what the conservatives are
1993.
saying right now.
Right.
He's saying identical things, and
Well,
the right is the evil. Devil.
Well, it's not even that, though. They hate one person so much, and they
Just-
condemned his
Yeah.
followers as white nationalists and militia people.
just like they did with Jesus, man. That's how
Yeah.
you know it's the right thing.
Well,
Yeah.
in
That
hindsight,
is,
yes,
that
it
is.
is. You know what I
well,
mean?
What,
Like,
the right side.
The
Do it on
bad
the right
people
side.
hate him,
but
so
there's
you know he's the right
the lesser
thing.
of two evils at this point in time. We've given this guy 4 years to prove himself, and what has he done? And then you look at the guy before him. I mean, $6 trillion in 1 year. I mean, we have got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Why are they printing all this money when we can't pay for it?
The federal is neither a reserve or federal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
its
sad
own
thing.
entity that is not governed by anyone.
No,
No
it was
oversight,
created
no
by
nothing.
bankers.
Yeah.
Bankers, people.
Well,
bankers.
J.P. Morgan, the
Yeah, that's what I'm
Roosevelts,
saying, yeah.
Carnegies, all of
Bankers.
these people, because they had
They're the
how
ones
many
pulling
times
the
they-
strings. They're the ones pulling Nikki Haley.
Well,
All trying to get Carrie Lake. They're these people that are trying to control
they
everything.
think you can throw money at them and solve the
Yeah.
problem. That's
And
the
at
thing,
most
like,
things you can.
and corrupt-
People. That's all it
I mean,
takes.
Illinois
It's
has
sad.
been known as one of
most
the most
crooked.
one of the most crooked. I mean,
yeah.
Right,
Blagojevich.
Well, Blagojevich didn't do shit comparatively to what goes on, man. Really, he got
He was
fucking
doing what
framed up.
normal people do. He was
Yeah.
I don't
selling
know
a
about
seat.
normal people.
No,
he got
he got
selling.
fucked.
He
He
got
was
caught
doing
up selling a seat.
Blago-
He
that
was doing what
shouldn't have.
normal politicians do. They
Blago's
sell
cool
the
in
shit,
my book.
bullshit. Yeah.
No, I didn't say he wasn't
I
cool.
like
I'm
him.
just saying,
But
this
the
guy
reason
did
they
something.
call Chicago the Windy City is not because of the wind off the lake or something. It's
the
because
politics.
Yeah, they're just a
Politicians
bunch of
blowing wind up
windbags.
your ass.
Yeah.
And it's been called that since the 1800s and stuff.
And if you're gonna blow wind in my ass, at least let me know first. so
Don't
I
give
can
me a
enjoy
reach
it.
around if you're gonna.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, I
Come
want to
on.
enjoy it,
You know?
right?
Yes.
I'm not going to really sit here and take. The funny thing is, the thing is now is that we don't have a vote nobody has rights. It's not democratic anymore, which is funny that the party is called the Democrats, and they're like, we're all for your rights, and
the old
Except we're not going to
Democratic.
let you vote for a certain person. We're taking
Israel,
him off the
we're going to
ballot.
go fight them. The Houthis, we're just going to send boats out to the Red Sea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all taxpayers' money. Every
We're
time
going to
they fire
choose
a
who you get
missile-
to vote for, but trust us. They're fine.
Yeah,
you get
and-
to vote on the person, whether it's left
And
or
we
right.
could do mail-in ballots just to make sure that everybody's
Yeah.
voice is
Just to
heard.
make sure your vote
But-
is counted for correctly.
You know what I want to
Did
talk
you hear
about?
that they want to unleash Big Mike into the arena?
Well, why not? I
Yeah,
mean, at this point in
that's what they
time,
think
does
they're gonna
anybody
do.
have faith in who's running this country right now?
Hey,
Well, it's probably Obama.
did you see
Well,
the
Biden.
meme of Trump throwing the football and hitting Big Mike right in the genitals?
No.
No.
Oh, you didn't
Like
see that?
Uncle Rico.
I thought I said, yeah. It was Trump had a football, he threw it, and all of a sudden hit Big Mike. And it was
Nice.
But it's like, who are they gonna
pretty funny.
put up against this other old man? He's an
Right.
old man.
I know.
You what I mean?
Their
So
Hail
they-
Mary was Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
No.
Like, seriously, I mean,
Well, they admitted the Democrats voted for her in New Hampshire.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Yeah.
just to take
Because they hate
the-
Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we already just. Talked
mean,
about
Just
this,
about
actually.
every
The thing
person
is
they
that, like-
asked who voted for Haley, they said, "Would you vote for her in the general election?"
Well,
No.
How about
Yeah.
Klaus Schwab and the WEF saying that we shouldn't have elections anymore and
because
let AI
artificial will
and let
choose it
AI
for us.
choose it
Yeah.
for
Oh,
us.
So the people that
Which is
design
crazy.
AI will choose it
Yeah,
for
they
us.
create the.
Yeah.
What do they create? What kind of
Artificial-
rhythm?
An algorithm.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
law-
I put him on the-
logarithm.
I put him on the
Yeah,
spot.
me
he
to
got
say
it.
logarithm.
Larry's got
And
it.
he forgot to say the wrong word.
I'm starting to say logarithm. I heard
No.
it so many times.
And like I
You know,
said, it
back
reminds
in
me
the
of
day-
sly stone above a glass
Back
table.
in the day, they would call it a logarithm with the A in front instead of an
Okay, well,
algorithm.
that's back in
So,
the day, but that doesn't have anything
know,
to do with how
it's
it
stuck
was,
in my
how it
head.
is now.
You're old.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what, that's
but
what
at the same
happened.
time, these people literally just want us to comply and not have a brain.
I mean, they're seriously just trying to force it down our throats. They're like, no, just take it.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Here you go. Here's a
Yeah.
pill.
Yeah,
This will make you happy. Here's something.
You know,
This will make you
and
happy.
the sad
This-
thing is, 50% of the population is like, spoon feed me, baby.
Yeah, they comply
Yeah, they're
easily.
just
They're like
like,
lemmings.
give it
It's
to me.
Crazy.
Oh, man,
How
I
do you
don't
want
get
me to
it.
take it from behind or in my
Yeah.
mouth? You know.
Right?
Yeah.
And the problem is
Oh,
that
man.
some of these people will never be like the Democrats. Like, oh, we let these illegals in, and all of a sudden now we have more votes for our district, and we can displace them, and we can control them, and do all this shit.
Yeah.
These guys are doing their own thing. They do not care what's going on in government. We all know that. But we keep on plying them with money and pretending them the American dream, which they've already taken away from us. Even before the migrants came or immigrants came here, it was a shithole.
Oh, yeah,
in
they were
here.
taking it. Well-
It's, you know, inflation, the Federal Reserve promising that they're going to drop interest rates, and like, oh, next year we're going to do it. Like, okay, come on, why can't you do it
Did you
now?
notice how they even all the Venezuelan immigrants they sent back to Venezuela? They're like, wait a minute,
Because
these-
they know about
they know the
'cause they
system.
know about
Yeah.
communism.
Yeah, they sent them all back.
Well, yeah, they see the
They
writing
went-
on
they
the wall.
went-
Yeah, they definitely see the writing on the wall.
They're not stupid.
Hey,
These
we want to
people
hit
are
that
smart.
joint, But they know, like you said, like these people that come from other countries and they're like, oh, we see the groundwork that's being laid
Yeah, if anybody
here.
was from
Like,
anything that was any type of
yeah,
socialism,
the Eastern
they're
Bloc
gonna-
or
Oh wait,
you know?
so Soros tried to take over paying radio stations in Florida, but so many of these radio stations were people from Cuba. They're like, we know what the fuck you're
Yeah.
doing.
Right, hell no.
talking
Yeah,
about.
like we
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
you're doing. Like I don't
Well,
think so. No, which is
excuse me.
good to hear because they understand the price of freedom.
The problem is,
know?
is that these people get money, and then they try to
They sell out their own.
Well, not even sell out their own. They try to implement these rules and these governing bodies. Like if you look, you can always see money leads everywhere now. There's a paper trail for anything. Like this Fanny lady,
Or at least a
she really
digital
thought that she
trail.
was holier than God, and then now all of a sudden, everything comes out that she's just a normal person that broke up a marriage.
Yeah. Well,
A
that's the
home
thing.
wrecker.
Yeah, just like what's her Nikki Haley? She cheated twice on her husband when he was deployed.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's her number?
I don't. Allegedly,
Ah.
allegedly, I read. I mean,
Don't touch my
who
beard,
knows what's
you
real
son of
or
a-
who
She's
knows?
not the hottest one in the world.
Well, I'll tell
but-
you what.
Who's that?
Nikki Haley,
Dude,
but I would throw her
10 years
one.
ago, yeah, Nikki Haley, I'd sneak up on her.
I don't know if you should use that word.
I'd sneak up from behind.
If we were
Hide
married,
in
I'd
an
sneak
alley
up.
and
Yeah.
wait for her. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the right terminology to use. Oh my gosh.
You know, she's
That's
a
all right.
skinny ass bitch.
If
but
a black
she's
if a
not
black
bad.
van pulls up, we know the first guy to send there. Don Anforth. But at the same time, it's the correlation between
Well, you know, Nikki Haley's bad just because they love her.
Yeah.
well, but who loves her? That's the
libs.
problem.
The libs.
Libs.
Well, but that's the thing. She's where was that a rhino?
She's a warmonger,
You know,
rhino,
Right,
whatever you
she's
want
yeah,
to,
just what
whatever
they
you want
want
to
her
call
to
it.
be.
Yeah.
She has a lot of
She's
donations
malleable.
from the,
and she's buyable,
She knows all the right answers for the left.
and she's already.
but she's still
paid
bird
for it, I
brain.
think.
She doesn't understand what's
No, she
going
isn't.
on.
Dude,
I
when-
mean,
I don't know about that, dude. She was very, very smart.
the people that we
She
elect,
is, but she isn't. Vivek is smarter than her. Like
well,
she was
yeah, because he's
dumbfounded.
actually
Vivek is awesome.
yeah,
he's
he
cool.
really is though.
He's
He
got,
would think he would
he's
think
got
we
issues
were
too.
totally
But
He
yeah.
was
stooges.
very smart to drop out and get on Trump's side very quickly, unlike DeSantis, who should have waited 4 more years and tried to do something. But
Well, Vivek is a businessman. He's no dummy.
yeah, but he's also
Vivek is looking for
called-
the vice president,
No,
vice
no.
presidency because he knows Trump can only go 4 years. Vivek has 8 more years where he can be a president.
But doesn't
If you
I
think
mean,
about it, I mean,
isn't it crazy that when we get to this age, you start to realize? When I was younger, I did not care that much about
Me either.
politics.
I
Oh,
thought
no.
it was great when Clinton was getting,
Yeah, when he was
blowjobs and the-
defiling women in the Oval Office like JFK.
I wanted Monica Lewinsky to blow me so bad
Oh,
at that
okay,
point.
well, that's
just
fine.
because I thought
I-
she's probably really practiced and
No, not at all. He just picks out the. I mean,
the weak
he's a
ones.
predator.
I know.
He's a
I know.
predator.
I
He's
didn't
the
realize
problem,
though,
man.
dude. At the time, I was,
I know, and
no,
like I
wait,
just
well,
said, I
we're in
really
our
never.
20s. We are
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
predators.
I never paid attention to politics. I never
No.
cared about
Well,
where
no.
my money
You
went.
guys were in your fucking teens.
Yeah, wait, who's the comedian? He's like, if you're starting to watch history movies, it's
Shane Gillis.
Shane
You're
Gillis.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's like, if you're starting to watch history and become a history buff.
He's like, I'm into the
That's-
Civil War.
yeah, he's like,
how you
that's
know.
early onset Republican.
Yeah.
And
Which-
it's the truth.
Which is funny because
Dude, his new stand up is fucking
it
hilarious.
is
Because
very
it is.
good.
It is like, yeah.
But at the same time, when does like art imitates life, life imitates art. All
That's
these
it.
other things, it's like they give us the game plan for stuff, and they make it. They write these books. This is what's going to happen. This is what Edgar Casey. I see all this stuff. I foresee it. Have you ever heard? I gotta get.
Remember
into
they
it.
said he did too much clairvoyance.
yeah,
and
too many
wore 'em
readings,
out
And that's
yeah.
why he died. Yeah.
Like it's so stressful.
Well, yeah, he was spreading the word.
Well, he did what he wanted to do. He didn't charge people.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
was spreading the word.
He was spreading. I mean, he was doing
Well,
what he wanted to
Yeah,
do. I mean,
that
he was a
was-
free
that was for
spirit.
sure.
By healing people or telling people certain things, he was spreading the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, it was going against what everybody else was talking about.
You ever
yeah.
heard these things about the Baron Trump novels?
Yes, the
I haven't heard
great adventure or something of, and it's about this kid Baron back in the
1889.
and he has a
1883.
time machine.
But the correlate. Well, I don't know if he has a time machine.
no, one of the books.
One
he
of the
does.
books he does, but
yeah. And there's a guy in there that could possibly be Donald Trump. And
well, they're saying the
else.
similarities are very close. But it's crazy that he named his son Baron Trump. But then they're saying that the books more correlate him, like a presidency.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
But his kid
Shizer.
Baron is cool as shit, and he's really tall.
No, I don't know if I've never met him. So
Well, you
just
know what,
because
though?
he's tall
He's
doesn't mean
young.
he's
He's
cool.
If he's anything like his brothers and sisters, he's gonna be.
You know
a good
what?
Guy.
They're pretty, like, if you're going after a presidential family and you're going after the children, like,
Usually
you can't-
there's a druggie, there's
yeah,
a drinker.
you can't really go
there's a
after these
whore.
kids. These kids are,
Yeah,
They're
Billy
all-
common
Bush,
sense.
Roger Clinton.
Yeah, all of
But the
them.
problem is
Carter.
you can't choose your family.
Not Billy
No.
Bush. It was Billy Carter.
Billy Carter, yeah.
Yeah, but they-
okay,
but-
he said
but-
Carter, yeah. So,
But
you can't.
Clinton he had a crazy brother too.
Yeah, Roger.
Roger, yeah.
Yeah, Roger Clinton.
But no, like, dude, their kids are pretty stand up.
I think
But you know
Roger
what, though?
introduced him to
Kids.
Lewinsky.
The thing is, The thing is, if you're going to be into politics, you have to keep your nose clean from the day you're born. You know, you cannot have any dirt on you. And even if you don't have any dirt on you, people are going to misconstrue.
Not today. You could be as crooked and dirty as could be. I mean,
look at Fanny. We're just talking about Fanny.
Yeah, and
she's holier than God. That's what she said she was. And all of a sudden, you give her 2 or 3 weeks, and everybody digs this dirt up. But if you look at...
And you know what's funny is the ex-wife of the guy is coming forward like, yep, here's like some cruise receipts.
Yeah, here's all the receipts from everything on our credit card.
Like,
yeah.
Just from a vacation here.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and the guy's so smart to put it on his credit card where the wife is going to have. Well, that's what people do. I understand, but
no, but that's what people like. They get so just like
they're full of themselves, and they get to this point where they're like, "I'm above the law."
Everybody else, like, I'm doing this.
It's like, why would the government investigate me when I'm just doing my own thing in my own district? And then all of a sudden, all this stuff comes out.
Because now you're going after Trump for no
now
reason.
you're part of a bigger picture.
She just spewed hate, and that's the problem.
They took it to the next level where they should have never took it. If they never took it to that level, they'd go unnoticed.
Well,
that's
the thing. Well, and she decided to be the prosecutor and be
outspoken.
Like, this is, exactly.
Yeah,
like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this to this person, and then you're going to tell me a man who was the ex-president can't dig up dirt. I mean, not even dig up dirt. All you got to do is just scrape the soil with some of these people.
Yeah, right. You just
look
at the surface.
There's no rhyme or reason to what anybody can be bought for anymore.
No.
Here's I wish I could remember. There was a guy in Jersey, and I think he got bought off with pizzas and like food.
Nice.
A councilman, or it might be the mayor. Man, I wish I would look it up. But
it sounds like a Chris Christie thing, but he sounds a little too smart.
I mean, that good old man knuckle guy.
He's already got his food stash.
You give him 2 Brajoles and he'll do whatever you want.
That's it.
More sauce monkeys, let me tell you. Giving the Italians a bad name.
Well,
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody who's been bribed in the Senate,
hitting a man,
or Congress, or I mean, they basically.
Well, there's a few good ones, a few stand-up people. You know.
As far as you know, they haven't got caught yet. That's the thing.
Everything's out there, man.
Yeah.
Well,
not really.
You know that Pelosi does insider trading. That's not a secret.
Well,
you know that.
Yeah, just like AOC was a bartender.
That Biden
now she's got
takes money from
$25 million.
China. That's no secret. You know they launder money in Ukraine.
People,
that's no secret.
Everybody
Dan
does
Crenshaw.
a back alley deal, backhanded deal. Everybody.
But today,
wants to
in
make
the old
money.
days, if they found out about that stuff, you'd be locked up.
Yeah.
Now the guy, hey, that's cool. Let's vote for him again.
Well, no, the thing is, there's like a code between Republicans and Democrats. If you do something wrong, you get a slap. If I do something wrong, I get a slap, and that's just the way it is. We look out for each other. That's how it is out there.
Well, not necessarily. If you
all.
do something wrong and you're for the wrong side,
bitches.
you're going to prison. They're going to get you in shackles at the airport. Or
that's if you're like a Trump guy. But most of them get a slap and they get away with
murder. How about
murder.
that dude that just got busted with all the gold and stuff in his house?
Yeah, Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, the wife and the.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a great story. Beware of exotic beauty honey traps, warns China's spy agency.
Ooh. Wait, China's spy agency warns of this?
So
who are they warning?
Yeah.
Their guys or us?
A man called Lisi, I think that is, was ensnared by foreign intelligence agencies who used attractive women to draw him into compromising position.
Oh, they were using a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, very exotic.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, you think these guys some of these people are not exactly attractive?
Well,
some of them married, bad. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Like, you have proclivities for such things in life. And people are going to, extrapolate them? No.
Extract them.
Yeah, extract them.
Well, dude, that's why the whole the Russians, they knew this. They were teaching their
Leave
spies.
my boy Putin alone.
Well, they were teaching their spies.
NATO,
how to
talking
fuck.
to you.
How to fuck. Like, if you knew how to bang, they were teaching them all the tricks.
You know how to bang. Come on.
Dude, think about
so
it.
funny.
The Russian chicks are usually really hot. They're pretty.
Yeah, and when they can diddle things pretty good.
They
Then
can diddle.
they're even prettier. That makes them beautiful.
Yeah, easily they can.
But-
Okay, what do you want me to do?
The whole thing
Yeah.
is they get him in these compromising positions, and it's all about pillow talk. These are pros. They're gonna make them do
yeah.
their thing in a minute,
They
and
know.
then they lay down with them.
The guy,
and they get a
the
little
guy
cuddle
gets
session.
complacent and
Yeah,
he talks on the
well,
phone.
well, no,
in
he gets
front
a
of
little
her or
cuddle
something.
session.
Yeah,
He gets
the
a
girls
little
are
rags
like,
to her,
impress
you know?
me. Yeah, impress me. How much control do you
How
have?
much money do you
What do
make
you
a
do
year?
again?
What control
What do you
over
do
you have
again
over the
for your
government?
job?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what is your clear? But
I don't
you know
understand
what? You
it,
and I,
but
we're
it's
talking like
interesting.
Yeah.
we're talking like dumb Americans, but I'm sure there's more significant, easier ways to get information out of them.
I'd be corrupted in like
You know?
2 minutes by
Oh,
a crazy
that's
good
You know what? I
super
wouldn't
easy.
go.
Hot
That's
Russian
the
women?
thing, though.
That's
It's
a
like-
super easy way.
Well, I'd be lying to him, but I'd
It's
be
like you're sitting in the
corrupted.
bar and some Russian chick comes up to you and she's like, "Hey, do you want to have relations?" And you're like,
Well, I don't think it
Uh,
starts with that.
I'd be
That's
like,
not the
yes.
first words out
I'm
of
going
your
to tell
mouth.
her
Let me
whatever
get
she
4
wants
more
to
scotches,
hear. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to tell her what. Yes, sweetheart. I know all the codes.
The funny thing is, if you
I know
told her all the
this.
wrong things,
Well, that's what I'd be telling her
That'd be
because I
great.
know
That's
she'd be
what
picking
you
on the
would
wrong
do.
person. But I'd be feeding her all the information she wants, and then she would learn she messed up.
They know who they're,
government
they know who they're
secrets from
going
another
after.
country.
Yeah.
They
Was that
know,
Larry?
they know who they're going after. You're never gonna get.
Oh,
to,
yeah,
You're never
no.
gonna get to bang a hot Russian spy.
So what are you
thing is-
saying, Larry? I
Yeah.
don't
It's
look
like-
like that guy.
It's like getting, it's like making film on another team. Like these people know what's going on.
Yeah, they
it's
know.
so funny that
You kind of do look like him. That dealer of death guy we traded for that lesbian basketball chick. That
oh,
What
Brittany
weapons do you
Griner.
want? Yeah, the
And
the weapon or some of
Alexi,
death.
yeah, you look like his cousin.
I am Eastern European.
I
oh
know.
man, they're all from the same block.
When we would be
That's
on
right.
the Eastern European, I'd go
would
east
you
side.
like?
And they would be like, yeah,
What you
This
need?
side of the wall.
exactly.
Dude, I'll tell you, Elon Musk made a good point. After
About what?
After World War II, America was at the top. Nobody had
Peak of our
nobody had nuclear
existence.
weapons. We could have taken over the entire world right then and there.
Like a
We
risk
could-
board.
Well, no,
But
I mean,
that's-
we seriously could have went and taken over every single country in the world at that moment.
But here's the thing: lizards weren't in charge, and some people still had a heart. And after they dropped
Well,
the first couple bombs,
know
they're
if-
like,
I don't
Well,
know
no,
if
well, no, the
lizards
peop- no,
weren't in charge.
They weren't in charge. Something was in charge where we had.
was it Truman that did it?
I think Truman dropped the bombs, but after that happened, who was president after that?
Isaac, no, not Ike.
That may have been Ike.
I don't know.
Man,
Where's
I'm
your,
bad.
where's the? We have a
Yeah.
I don't know where
president's
the
thing in the other
president's
room.
thing is.
But yeah,
I
Well, no,
lost
we
it.
well,
Isn't it crazy? We're the only country
It was a
that's
different time.
dropped
back
2
then.
nuclear bombs, and we tell everybody else they can't have nuclear
Yeah.
weapons.
But we
It's
could
like-
have taken over the entire world.
Yeah, but that's
So that's where people have to take into consideration where
but that's all fictional hearsay.
It's like
you know what I mean?
Dr.
Like we
Evil
have to
stuff.
ship stuff
Yeah.
over there. We would deplete all of our resources and our manpower.
Well, we
to go
would
fight
own the
all these wars.
resources.
Well, no, but you have to go get them.
well, no,
Right.
You still have
Well,
to
then
fight
you-
for
you
them.
No,
pay-
but
you
seriously,
pay the
would you
people
be
that live
fighting
there.
any wars if you can drop a nuclear weapon on a country?
We did
and
twice.
But that's what I'm saying, and they gave up right away.
Well,
So if you tell any other country, be like, well, we're going to invade,
even though we started that
We're-
war.
we're going to drop something on you, they would give up immediately. They would
Well,
be like,
it was an
all right.
arms race too at that point in time.
Well,
like
it
Russia was trying to come up with things. We brought all those people over for paperclip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Operation
mean,
Paperclip.
there was a lot
So
of
the
variables that
so-called
were
fake-
going on. The race to space.
So they could set up NASA and have a nice money laundering thing where they can
Yeah.
get billions
It
from
was
the
still
government.
it was
and
still all Nazis doing
pay a
their work.
good artist
Well-
to have artist renderings of what they think it looks like.
You can't see a
What?
satellite in space, right?
Well, what's his name? Kubrick. That
Stanley
did
Kubrick,
the-
yeah.
he
Yeah,
did the moon
yeah.
landing.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Well, they say he did that. When you look
no,
at the
not Space Odyssey. He did that for
Well,
sure.
he
but
did Space
also
Odyssey,
did, he
but-
also
Space
did the
Odyssey.
moon landing.
After
I
he
know, but
did
I'm
Space
saying-
Odyssey,
and
they hired
Clockwork
him.
Orange, which is an amazing movie.
No time for the old and out, love.
But
and Lolita,
I sent you,
which was
I sent you
Steve's
those
favorite.
things that the astronauts actually have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame
Yes,
for
I know.
television.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
But yeah, didn't you see that? I sent that in the group chat.
Yeah, Did
It,
you?
it was
see it.
It's
Buzz
a little star
Aldrin,
with the
Neil
little stars
Armstrong.
around it.
Yeah, they got a.
Why would they get a star? in
'Cause they're
Hollywood
TV
Walk?
stars.
That's what's,
Yeah.
that's what's messed up.
But
Everybody
people don't
watched
realize
that
this
show.
stuff.
Every person watched it around the world.
They
It's
had
one
to.
of
That's
most-
the only thing that they put on TV.
That's
You
crazy.
had 4 channels, and every channel was people landing on the moon.
That's crazy.
Here you go. We're going to tell you what's going on. And we're
And
going
then
to
the
show you
president
what's
talked to
going
him
on.
from a landline. Nixon talked to him on the phone with a,
Yeah,
how's it
I
going,
mean-
Neil?
Yeah.
Oh, great, Nixon.
On the phone. Oh, man.
They did.
So
They had
many
a little-
discrepancies that are going on with that, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
I mean, do we really think everything that we have been taught?
Astronauts should be called aquanauts.
No, but everything that we have been taught
It's all
from the
in a
beginning
pool.
of our education is a lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is.
Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. The Vikings, the Egyptians, they were all here way before.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's crazy.
They weren't worried about.
This is a landmass in the middle of somewhere. People circumvented the globe.
Native Americans are from
And-
Southeast
Nah,
Asia.
it wasn't the globe.
I know, but
you
I'm-
can't.
that's why I
Okay,
pointed at
listen. You could circumvent the map, the plane of the Earth, from the south, but you cannot do it from the north.
Okay. How about the
Because
Arctic
God
Circle? Why is
spread
it
the-
called the Arctic Circle? Because it's in a circle. It goes
But a
around the
circle is
perimeter.
not a globe.
No, I'm just saying it
Right.
goes. It's the perimeter.
Yes, yes. And the you know, it says in the Bible, God spread the land out on the void of the water
Okay,
from
well,
the
listen, there's
north
a lot of things
outward,
that we
you
are not
know?
privy to as American citizens, and there's, I mean,
Right.
there's a
Or
reason
any citizens.
that there's
This is
that
a
there's
worldwide
treaties written.
fix-up.
Well, there's reasons there's treaties written that you can't explore the Arctic.
universal.
You know,
That
there's
is
something going on
strange.
there.
You know, that's where you gotta
Universal
wonder, like,
movies.
why
By
the hell-
countries who don't even have a navy or anything.
But check it out. Check it out. Universal Pictures has been using the globe as their logo since like the 30s, man.
Really?
Way before.
I didn't
any-
notice that.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's
Every
crazy.
movie that starts, it shows the globe spinning, and then the logo
remember
comes
that.
around, and it still uses it to this day. And that's just for them to pound in your head. They're fake.
Every classroom I was
Lie.
in had a globe in it.
Yes, yes.
You know, but the funny thing is they'd pull the map down and it was flat.
Well, but they still had it configured.
I'm
and
just saying though,
proper, but yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like the irony between that and this, it's like, okay.
I saw a flat, like an old time World War II Nazi flat Earth map when I was in Germany on tour one time in this guy's back room. He had these huge swastika flags and then the communist flag, and I'm like, holy shit.
We don't condone that behavior.
Me either, but this
it's
was the
out
guy.
there.
This was the guy that was paying us, though. You know, we were on tour. I didn't know the guy. I'm glad he paid us. Hey, and I thought he was going to kill me because everyone thought I was Hispanic, and I'm like, shit, man. And so he had a map that showed the
Tartaria
was
stuff
all
like that.
it was all Europe and Russia and stuff, but it showed the flat layout going around
What do you mean?
like the UN map more instead of
What do you mean the UN map? I don't
you
even
know the
elaborate.
UN logo where they
Yeah,
show
no,
the
now you're
flat
talking
Earth
about the
map.
lap, okay.
They show like the
lap, the
Gleason map on the.
Well, the Gleason map is completely different then.
Well, that's the map they use for the UN
okay,
logo.
so then there we go. That's we finally got to the
And so
story.
that was the map I saw. This guy was like a wartime collector or
and
some
that was
kind of,
years ago.
and that was
Yeah,
back in
it's-
like 2004.
You probably didn't even realize what you were looking at too. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
at the time I was like,
yeah.
man,
Yeah, you can't
that
fathom.
map
It
looks
looks different.
weird.
Yeah,
you
right?
can't fathom.
Well, no,
the
yeah, you-
But it was
topography and
before
stuff.
never
I
heard
knew
of
about
flat
the
Earth.
flat Earth
Yeah,
stuff.
never heard of
No.
flat Earth.
It was when I thought, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, dude, you know, strange thing too. You just mentioned Tartaria. Mm-hmm. Isn't that where the Great Wall of China? Like, if you look at the Great Wall of China,
Yeah.
it looks like it was blocking people from leaving China, not
coming
protecting
in.
China.
And why is it so tall?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So it's not
Keeping
really.
them in.
It's not really
Well,
the Great Wall of
giants.
China. So somebody before China was conceived was blocking the people of China from coming into another land. If you look at like the way the Great China Wall was built, like the
Which I know
outposts,
nothing about.
the outposts were facing inland, like in towards China.
The guard
Yeah, like so if you're
stations.
guarding,
The guard towers.
You're guarding outward, like you're looking.
Well, yeah,
Why
for
would you
enemies.
be looking
yeah, you're
inward
looking
at the city?
So it's you got to look at
Entities that
certain
are
parts of the
gonna
Great
fight
Wall.
you.
You're like, man,
This is weird.
yeah, it doesn't
Well,
make sense.
but at the same time, though, who really knows?
Well, that's the thing. We
I
don't.
mean,
We
how
don't.
long did it take to build that? We're always talking about buildings and all this stuff. It's crazy that we have these.
Well, it's the same thing with the pyramids. That
Yeah.
stuff. We never
doesn't
saw.
come out
We don't know
anywhere.
when dates were built, and the same with the
Right.
Great Wall of China.
A
You
lot
didn't
of
see that?
these kings took credit for them, and
Yeah.
they had nothing to do with it. Like the
Well-
Sphinx was there for years before the pyramid.
Oh yeah, way before.
You know.
I was watching this video about the pyramids and the Sphinx, and they show, and there's like a Pizza Hut, a Taco Bell, literally like 3 blocks away from where it's
Well,
at.
that's the thing.
It's so
When you're-
funny.
when
Like
you
they make
are
it look like it's this
in the middle of nowhere.
foreign,
Yeah.
like desolate place, and then you just
Well,
turn
but
the
there
camera
are
to a
other
little
ones.
bit.
There
Some
are other
guy
ones
selling
that are
trinkets.
in the middle of
Some-
nowhere.
some-
There are other ones
Well,
that
yeah,
are.
sure.
like
But
Machu
the-
Picchu
but
and
the
stuff
great-
like that. The Aztec,
The Great
pyramids.
Pyramid is definitely feet away from a city. It's
Yeah.
Cairo,
It's a-
and
But I mean, you
Well,
don't
but
they
get-
do
here's-
make it look like it's in the middle of nowhere when
Yeah.
they show it on TV.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing.
But you're right. You
Every
can't
time-
get Taco Bell 10
You
feet
can-
from there.
You can
People-
literally get the shits 5 minutes away from the
Yeah.
Totally.
Great Pyramid.
I'll tell you what. I probably trust that more than the street food.
Yeah,
but,
well, yeah, you don't eat halal
but
carts.
here's the thing. Though. These people that are like remodeling their houses, all of a
Yeah.
sudden they dig into the ground.
And there's an artifact or
Yeah,
something.
well, more than that, they found like these underground tunnels that people lived in 12,000 years
Yeah.
ago, and they found like rooms, the crappers, the shit, the
Look at the
place for,
VC.
like, meat.
The
and stuff.
VC
Same
made
stuff.
the tunnel. They legitimized it and they perfected it.
Well, what you're saying
Yeah.
is was
Have
like
you
a
ever-
whole thing going on,
Oh,
and we built on top of it. Just like my dad went to like Jerusalem
They
and
sur- you
stuff.
could
He
tell
said
they survived
there's
underground.
layers of
Yeah.
cities.
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Underneath one layer of buildings is another
Yeah, well, and
time
They
period.
build
and then-
above it.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
they knew how to actually have fires to keep heat underneath and the smoke to get exhaust exactly out. Like they were surviving some kind of
catastrophe.
catastrophe that happened.
how
Pretty
about-
interesting stuff.
Listen to the man.
I forget the name
just-
of like the tunnels in Turkey. I think it's in Turkey that they had these levels that go down so far.
I don't know how close Turkey is to Egypt,
Egypt. It's
I
pretty.
mean, there-
but there's
I don't know if
pyramids
it borders
everywhere
it. I don't
as
know if
well.
it's, but it's in
Yeah.
the vicinity.
Yeah.
So, being a tunnel rat in Vietnam.
That's your dream.
No, not at all. So you would go down these tunnels, and what they would do is they would have booby traps. Mm-hmm. You would crawl down, and then there would be a pit, and the spikes would drop you
Sure.
down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you wouldn't die, and then the guy would poke you in the head.
Yeah.
There was another one they had where it would
Or
release
you wouldn't die
venomous
and you're
snakes.
just laying on them bungee sticks and
Yeah,
you
that's-
sit there
yeah.
and die
Yeah,
slowly.
Venomous snakes. They would dump water in there.
Oh,
they
yeah.
had drainage.
Oh,
systems.
But
Dude,
they would
what
do
the-
those
so
tricks
crazy.
not only in the tunnels but everywhere. where
dude,
Well,
people
yeah,
walk
but
I
around.
went to
Imagine-
Vietnam. I saw the tunnels. I couldn't fit in a tunnel.
Yeah.
But, like the spikes, they would shit on them. Like literally.
Yeah, you
So
get
when you
dysentery and
This is
stuff
like they
like
would
that.
crap
Dysentery,
because
you're
then
gonna die.
you would die from that stuff.
Yeah.
If somebody gets hit with that and there's fecal matter on there,
You get
oh yeah,
a horrible
It's
infection in the
brutal,
jungle,
yeah.
especially if you're not used to that.
I was amazed at how small these tunnels were.
Well, yeah, because they're very tiny people.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I was
there's
like,
no
holy
denying
cow!
that.
Like I couldn't.
You couldn't have fit it all.
No, I
huh?
couldn't
Look
get
at
in
you.
there at all.
You're a thick
I'm a
pierogi,
fat
man.
Polak,
You
but-
get stuck, your feet would be kicking. They'd be like, Polak, get in that hole.
Hey, how about pierogies?
Oh,
No,
I
no,
love
no,
pierogies.
Guamkis.
Guamkis are good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of saying
Anything-
golden guamki on the test, but I didn't know how to spell it. I'm like, how the fuck do you spell guamki?
I don't know how to spell it
We could
either,
type
so-
that
My
in
mom
and
used
find
to
out.
make those when we were kids, and we'd be like, "Oh shit, we didn't like them.
Guamki night.
We didn't like it."
Yeah, that's all right though.
Dude,
Foreign
pierogies, all that
food
stuff's
is
good.
Yeah, pierogies are. I mean, anything. We're such a.
I had the weirdest food when I was in Poland. I couldn't tell you what it was
almost
like.
inedible,
Mystery
probably.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was
a lot of
mystery.
potatoes. Some
Yeah, I
No,
was just
man,
gonna say-
no, some kind of weird meat that looked purplish, and
But the potatoes, yeah.
I gave
some
I
other
didn't
meat.
eat one night, and I gave it to Steve, and he got twice as sick as everyone
because you
else.
ate two servings.
Yeah,
You
and
got
everyone
twice.
else got sick, and I was
Yeah.
like, I knew we shouldn't
Yeah,
have
but
ate
the whole-
that.
But you
It
can't
was-
eat it in the streets.
Yeah, it's,
No,
but I
you
mean,
know.
the food there is completely different than it is here.
Yes.
So our
Completely.
stomachs, like our gut
Plus it's some-
bacteria, is
Yeah.
not.
Plus,
can't-
it's somebody that really, cooks something for you, and it's not the regular.
It's like if
it's
you go
not
to-
pierogies.
You go to Mexico
Yeah.
and you eat street tacos.
yeah.
I'll tell you what,
you can't
I love street tacos
Yeah.
down in Tijuana.
but you can't initially you really can't
Yeah.
handle it. You know?
Well, yeah,
By the
it's-
time I left Mexico, I could drink the water,
Well, you know,
but I mean,
And yeah, you're
I used it for
you're
other
looking
reasons.
for
I wasn't
dysentery,
drinking it.
Yeah.
I was in South America. We were eating street food almost every night, and it was this weird, like, hamburger type thing.
they had a tail.
It was really good. No, but it was good. And it was like I was like craving it the next night. I'm like, I want another one.
Dude,
of those
I remember
things.
when I was in
Because it's good.
It
when I was
was
down,
good.
About.
I was down
good.
in Ipanema for Carnival.
And they had some.
Oh,
you
well,
know,
when you get the street
Did they
vendors,
make a song about
and
that?
anybody,
Well,
and
yeah,
you don't
there's a
need a
good-
license like at Chicago.
No, yeah,
Fest.
you don't need a
If
license.
You can saw a 55-gallon drum and half. You're in business.
cook meat
dude,
on it?
it's 90
Yeah.
degrees out
Yeah.
there, and this guy's selling bricks of cheese. I remember my buddy
Nice.
bought a thing of cheese. I'm like, man,
Oh, man,
you
you're
don't know
about to be
how long.
sick for the next
He's
2
like, I don't
days.
care, it's good.
Your Montezuma's
dude.
revenge.
He
You don't
meant-
want that at
he
all.
meant
Well, no,
Montezuma.
Montezuma only cursed Mexico.
I know.
Well, he cursed
It was-
Brazil on his
Did
day.
he?
It was
Yeah.
a joke. Yes, that's what I said. Montezuma
Yeah.
is it's
I know,
notorious
I
and
know.
affiliated
And
with,
I understand. It's a
which
joke.
is very funny.
Yeah, dude, it was
But
fantastic.
No,
No, yeah, that's you got to watch the street food.
Yeah.
The funny
The
thing is-
tacos in Tijuana, though, I had good luck with those. Man.
This
They're
was
good.
like these like oblong hamburgers, but it was more like a solid piece of meat, and it seemed like every street guy was cooking the same thing,
yeah.
and all it was that between two pieces of bread, he had like ketchup and
in
mustard.
Mexico.
No, this was in Argentina,
Oh, all right.
Yeah, South America.
and it was really like. It wasn't really a hamburger, but it was great.
Someone got
I
yeah,
was like,
tasting
damn,
meat.
man, they had great meat
No,
down
Argentina,
there. The
they know
steak and
they
stuff.
know how to season some stuff too. I
Yeah,
had some
it was
empanadas and some
delicious.
Argentina.
And
yeah,
I was like,
they're
man,
good.
that was like the best food I ever had was down there
I believe it.
every night. And you know, I didn't even know I was in for that. And before I left, Mary's telling me, "Oh, make sure you have steak. Make sure you have
Yeah.
this." And I'm like, "Wow, okay." And when I did, I was like, "Oh man."
Oh, dude, I had some killer food in Brazil.
Now I know what she meant. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why they got this Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah,
you know,
what do
they
they
got
call
more.
it? Churrascas or something? I forget the name. I'm sure.
Fogo de Chao.
It's like a foot. Yeah, if they have all the meats and they just come.
They
in
Yeah,
just
with
serve
them.
keep
it to you.
bringing it.
Flip
I
up
never
your
went
little
there,
thing because we're
but-
gluttonous Americans. And
I never did that.
I
Yeah.
tried it once
No, but
for
they
a
got
Christmas
they
party.
have
It
some
was
good
okay.
stuff out there. Even like the sushi, everything out there was fantastic.
Because it's not
It's not as
genetically
expensive.
modified.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Well,
Everything's organic
never
out there
know.
because
They
it's
might have-
naturally
They don't go to a
raised.
Burger King because they don't feel like making
Yeah.
dinner for their kids.
Do you,
You know?
but do you think that they didn't get down there and corrupt their things? You don't
Oh,
think
they
they're
corrupted
not,
a lot of stuff.
You don't think
Everybody's
they're doing
corruptible.
GMO
Come on.
stuff?
But no, but
Everybody-
a lot of households out there like killing a chicken for dinner is normal.
Yeah,
it's like it's just
and that's
part
the
of
way to
life.
do it.
Yeah, it's like it's a natural chicken that's feeding off
'Cause
the
the way
land. They're not
they-
caged. They're
'cause-
just eating.
But and the problem,
chickens are. It's the way we kill chickens in
Well-
those factories is so bad. It's so
yeah.
inhumane.
well, if you go to Chinatown, you're gonna find a duck hanging in a window. You're gonna
Oh,
find
yeah.
all. You know what I mean?
That's just part of life.
but
stuff
that's better than the way a chicken lives at the factory.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not bred in confined space. Stress. I
Yeah.
mean, look at when the rabbi blesses the meat. They do it in a way that it doesn't stress the meat out. You know what I mean? Because they believe that.
No, the rabbi goes there. He stays in his car and he blesses the
Yeah,
building. He goes,
halal.
"All right,
No,
home,
halal.
James."
Actually, like the Muslim way is the way
Well,
where
but
it
you know what I
doesn't
mean,
stress
though.
the
When
animal.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. So
That's the
when they kill
Muslim
the
way
animal
is
because they
actually pretty
believe when you
Which
stress
would
it,
be-
it releases an enzyme into the meat,
Which it does, yeah.
and it makes it tougher to eat, and it's not as
Just
palatable.
toxic, yeah.
You
all
got to
that
hammer
stuff.
it with one of those little hammers.
I mean, they used to just
Tenderizer.
put them all into a place with water and then just electrocute them all at once.
Yeah, and you know what?
I mean, there's multiple
Crazy
ways to do
shit,
it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Bobby was telling me he was at a factory where they were doing
yeah,
pigs like
yeah.
that, and he said right before shit started to go down, the pigs started, hey man,
They know
Yeah, they
what was
they
up.
sense
something's up, and they
something's going
started
on. Yeah.
freaking out, and then the guy jacked him with. He
Damn.
said it was horrible, man.
But they've been doing
That's
that
crazy.
since. I mean, slaughtering animals is.
Yeah, but slaughtering them one by one and having a few animals around is a lot different than having
A mass killing.
factory. Yeah, it's just like,
Well, that's the thing. It's like
But-
there's no consideration for the
yeah,
animal.
it's so
The thing
That's
is,
bad.
not right.
our insatiable appetite for everything in this country,
It makes me want to be a vegan, but I'm
fuels
just too
people
lazy.
It does.
to be like, hey, you know what? These idiots are going to eat this, and
Yeah.
they're going to do whatever we're going to keep on doing whatever we want to it. Antibiotics, vaccines, and animals. I mean, you think we're not getting vaccines, but we're eating this stuff vicariously
know.
through
I
them.
But no, here, but
No,
like,
I know you know. I'm just saying though,
It's
like
horrible.
it's crazy that you don't think about that. You go to
But
the
like-
store, you buy something,
Yeah.
you eat it.
you don't
Okay,
realize.
yeah.
But here's like you said, Larry. Everybody, you want to be vegan because of how these animals are mistreated, but then you watch wildlife videos of how these animals are being eaten alive by lions when they're sitting there
Sure.
moaning and they're just being eaten alive.
Yeah.
If you would humanely kill an animal, no suffering, whatever, and you harvest that animal and you eat it,
But here's the problem, though.
That's a big
I would
deal,
go
man.
with that, though. But here's the problem:
It's not being done
Is you gotta hunt,
Their
you gotta
life
wait,
sucks.
you
Their
gotta-
life sucks. These chickens are born. They live
Oh,
in these.
yeah. We all know
cramped-ass
that.
barns.
Yeah, no, we know that,
That's
but-
all part of the whole shitty.
They turn 18 months, they kill
Yeah.
them, and they're all sickly.
If
and
they're
fucked
lucky.
up.
Yeah, no,
You
and
know, I mean,
that's all the
They
shitty
pump
part
them
of
full of hormones.
the
They show
corporate
them,
way. Yeah,
well, they
that's
show them
bullshit.
one breast on a
Stacked
chicken
up,
is
stacked
just
on
like, yeah.
top of each other,
Oh, yeah.
shitting on each other, and
Yeah,
everything.
no, that's just brutal.
It's a horrible way to live,
Well-
and they're animals, man. They got feelings. It's just like a
They do.
cat or dog that you would have in your house
do.
that you would pet.
Well,
you start to love this fucking
But
thing.
you won't eat that cat or dog, though.
No, but you know
But
that
yeah-
it has feelings and it loves you.
I
And
understand
maybe the
that.
chicken don't love you, but
They have a lifespan, and you give them that lifespan, live freely on a free range, and you change them up. So they're living a good life.
But that
and they're not
is
stressed out.
They're
But
not
that's
about
stressed
completely
out.
different, though, because
But that's how
now
it
you have
should
to have
be.
a lot of land. Now you
Right,
have to do
that's-
this.
But
now you
we're
it's
have to
just
do
not
feasible.
set up
It's
for that.
feasible.
It
They
is, but
just have to
not when
do
we're
it,
selling
make
our
it-
land to the Chinese,
Well,
and
no,
now when Bill
that's the
Gates is buying
problem.
up all this land so we
That's the-
can't
well,
farm on it because of climate change.
Well, they're
If
going-
you show me solid stats on climate change, I will listen. I mean,
Hey,
Al Gore,
no.
John, all these people said
I'll
that
show you videos of Al Gore and John Kerry from 1990 talking about how
Well, saying
climate
that the
change was
world's
happening
gonna
in,
be-
in 5 years.
No, but
and
I'm
it's
not.
been
If you show
40.
me solid stats on it, like if
Yeah,
you were
I'm
like
being sarcastic.
I understand that, but I'm just saying,
They've
like,
been preaching this.
California
They've
and,
been,
and Florida is going to be underwater by
yeah, that's why these
1987.
billionaires keep on buying
Yeah.
waterfront property.
That's what we
right?
heard when we were in school
they've
in
been
like
saying this stuff.
1972.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
been saying this
And they
stuff
show us-
since
Even
the
kidding.
70s.
Yeah,
They
it's
show
all-
us these videos of the ice breaking off the wall, and they're like, "Oh, the ocean's gonna rise."
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
temperatures
man.
are rising.
Yeah.
You got to watch out.
And,
Yeah,
and the funny thing is that they're using climate change to say that these people from all these countries, like Venezuela, Ecuador, all they're moving up here because
Yeah.
it's too hot.
Yeah.
And
That's
climate change is
bullshit.
ruining
It's
things.
beautiful.
So we're creating. Because of climate change, we're making the migrants come to a more temperate place
Well, and here's the
above the
problem.
equator.
The education of the American children is just whack.
It's dictated by public schools.
Yeah, they're
if I
all
send my
idiots.
child to a private school and I
Then
pay
they'll
$10,000, $20,000,
Then
$30,000,
they'll learn.
well, no, but I'm just saying, not
Yeah.
even that though. If I don't like what they're teaching, I can go in front of that board and be like, "We don't like what you're teaching. I'm going to take my money away from you."
Right.
And enough people will
And
say,
they'll
that.
do
Public
something about
school,
it.
we all pay taxes, and you
And
get
the
these people
teachers
who
could be
don't
as
care,
bad as could be.
Yeah.
and they're woke,
And they suck.
and they're
Yeah.
pushing an agenda for themselves, and their curriculum is
And not to
askew.
mention, they want to tell the kids what kind of sex they had.
That's what I just
last
said,
night.
gender affirmation and stuff
No,
like
not
that.
only that, but some of the teachers were actually saying, "Yeah, last night, I was with my boyfriend, and we had a
Oh,
bottle
okay.
of wine." And
Well, I mean that's.
literally telling the kids it's date night.
But listen though, that's
It's
always
not.
happened.
Did you know what your teacher did on Friday night?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
We
I
never
see, I
did.
never
Yeah.
heard that shit.
I never did at
yeah,
all. I never,
I
ever,
went to a
ever
Catholic
did.
school though, so I never heard that kind of stuff. But
No.
yeah, but it's like, but that's pathetic.
I went to
It's
public school. I never heard it. And then in high school, I went to Catholic school, and I still never knew what they did at night. You'd be like a mystery. What does this teacher
you
do?
didn't
I mean,
you
you
thought
knew a
that
couple
person
that
was
were
an old person.
alcoholics or something.
Yeah.
But you didn't know if they fucked, if they
Yeah.
were married, their
I mean,
girlfriend.
They
Nothing.
weren't banging the kids.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You heard, yeah. You
I
had your
get-
ideas. You had your thoughts. And go, this teacher, all right.
He's
he's-
definitely a creep.
I get
He's
pissed
giving
off. I
vibes
get
right
pissed
now.
off that all these teachers are banging these kids now because I wanted to bang my freshman year
Right?
math teacher so bad. She was probably only like 20 or 19 or something.
Yeah,
I think
well,
about it.
yeah, because I mean, you were a horny kid in high school.
She
or
was
middle
pretty
school.
good looking, man.
Yeah,
She was
don't
but
hot.
get
you
me
latched
started
on to
on my
anything.
teachers,
I can remember my math teacher, who was not an attractive lady at all,
You
but
still
she
wanna-
would button her shirt down, and she had big boobas, and every once in a while you got to see the side of them,
Oh,
and I
man.
was like, this is the life.
Dude, I'll tell you what. In 8th grade in Catholic school, there was a teacher. She was Irish. I'm not going to say her name, but she lived right down the street from your house.
Oh,
and
man.
even during like summer break, we would ride our bikes by her house, and she would come out and talk to us. But dude, every guy in our class, we would
She
all
was
look.
hot, huh?
Oh, we would. Oh, she would unbutton.
She knew
short
what she was
skirts,
doing, yeah,
short
that's what-
shirts. And every class, we would all look at each other as we held our books over our boners,
Yeah.
walking out of
But
class with a
people
bell
actually had
ring, dude.
morals back then.
But
They
that's-
don't really,
yeah.
everybody would
Yeah.
be chastised for
Yeah.
doing that. Nowadays,
And then the
they're just
teacher
all
went
willy
home
nilly
and
with doing
Played
that
with
shit.
herself and said, "I gave 7 boys
Yeah,
directions."
Gosh,
in
okay, if you have
class
to
today."
elaborate on this story, that's fine.
Why not?
I mean, living
That's,
out your
what, that's what we
fantasies.
were thinking.
Larry
Yeah.
living his fantasies out on the pod.
Oh,
That's
man.
all right, though.
Yeah, the teachers I would. Oh, and the thing, the crazy thing
I
is,
could name my teacher.
you don't think about it, but yeah, they're probably in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, they're
And you
young.
don't
They're
think
horny
that,
a
I
little
mean,
bit,
there's
yeah.
some sort of weird thing about people wanting to teach children. There is a weird
Oh, yeah.
correlation between that. Like,
Well, there's two kinds. There's weirdos that want to get at kids, and then there's authoritarian control freaks that want to boss kids around.
but that
And then
doesn't
there's
happen
also-
anymore. You can't
Right, but-
boss kids around anymore.
Right, but when
Bullying
we were in
is.
school, though, they were pretty heavy duty. Like,
Oh, yeah, I mean, there-
what's wrong with you
I
type
mean,
things.
I remember my gym
Yeah.
teacher would make us run, and he would wear a windbreaker with short shorts, socks pulled up, and he was the wrestling. I mean, this guy
Well, that
was
was
an
the
animal.
yeah, it was the 80s, bro. Too.
Yeah.
That's just how it was. Yeah.
And nowadays you can't even do that. Like
he
I
was
was
going to a Rat concert that
oh,
night.
not
Yeah,
no,
seriously.
no. He
No?
was not going. No, this guy was straight edge.
Oh, okay.
But
He was at home secretly listening to Black Flag.
Even maybe
Maybe.
Neil Diamond.
oh, that's even better. I can get
Yeah,
behind that
yeah.
guy then, and
He
not
had
in
the
a
Neil
sexual
Diamond
way.
Bottom girl.
On August night in his 8-track in his car.
But the whole thing about the way that society is, like, do we really think that our military is as strong as it was 20 years ago?
No, right now we're getting ready to get into it
we're
right
the
now
softest,
because
we've,
the
softest we've
Yeah.
been.
You'd
The
have to hire
Navy
the retirees.
lowered
back
their
up.
standards. You do not have to be you do not have to be a high school graduate to join the Navy, and as long as you get a 50 on some certain tests, some entrance tests. Now I don't know if that means 50%,
Yeah.
50 out of 60.
The physical
or
training.
okay,
the
but-
physical training has gone down
yeah,
the
the
hill.
PT is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I mean,
fat. You don't have to run.
When you watch these old school movies, and I know Larry's seen a lot of them.
That's the movies that I've seen.
I mean, you've seen Apocalypse Now, right?
No.
You haven't seen Apocalypse Now?
When you said old school, I thought you meant like black and white and
No.
stuff.
But so what happens in Apocalypse Now is
Bullshit.
I didn't even say anything.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I
we
know.
gotta force him to watch this stuff.
Well, he won't.
That's a
but,
classic.
I'm not even
I've
going to
heard
get
of
into it
it.
because
I've
Larry
heard of
said
it.
bullshit. That's okay.
I think you're gonna lie to me again. You know,
Man.
You've
know
never
that-
lied to him
Talk
about,
about
movies.
no. Talk about the victim over here. Don't rape my ears. Oops,
I know
shouldn't have said
Apocalypse Now is
So,
a war movie. and I
About a
remember when
rabid
it came out.
dog that takes on the Chinese, and the rabid dog.
His name's
hires-
Apocalypse.
Yeah,
And then
he
you're
gets
like,
a bunch
oh,
of
now
other
he's
rabid
here.
dogs and some monkeys too, and they all take on the gooks.
Yeah, and then oh man, And
This
then
is
what
the
happens
70s
is
talking.
One guy has sex with the monkey, and then it comes back, and now there's an apocalypse now in the United States.
Oh
It's called
man.
HIV, and then that's where Fauci comes in. And then Fauci's like, "Hey, I'm going to go to the bathhouses to see what these people do there." And I'm not talking about a regular bathhouse.
Then Fauci
So then-
learned the monkeys took over the bathhouses.
Yeah, and then they all have knives, which is a big problem.
It's the
You
kind of a
can't-
bathhouse
You can't
come
trust
out,
a monkey with a knife. You know
come
what I
out
mean?
dirtier than when you went in on that
Yeah.
bathhouse.
What's that?
You come out dirtier than when you went in.
Well, only in your soul.
Well, the German shepherds are part of this
Not
too.
physically.
Yeah, the German shepherds, they still had Nazi blood going through them. They were biting a lot of people. It was pretty messed
Is
up.
it their fault?
Well, no.
I mean, we
don't
train
blame
them to do that,
yeah.
right? I mean, are dogs racist by naturality?
And that's
or-
how that's where we forgave the German
I don't
shepherds.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't imagine a dog.
we just shipped them off to
partial
Argentina.
to any race.
All the
monkeys got sent down
there's
to
like
Asia, and the German shepherds got down
a
to South
Nazi
America.
dog camp in
Yeah.
Argentina.
Mark
They're
thought he
trying
was.
to-
Mark wanted
We're
to
still
buy,
figuring it out.
Hey, Mark wanted to buy a fully trained German Shepherd that was like, some kind of police dog or some stuff. He's
Some
like,
kind of police dog.
he's looking them up and he thinks
Sounds
he's
like
going to
that's
buy
what
one. He
he
wanted
need-
like $45,000 for one that's,
That's what he needs.
that really
Yeah,
can
that's
get
all
down.
he needs is a dog. I mean, he just needs a schnauzer to
And
lick
I'm
the
like,
peanut
dude,
butter off.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you can get one that'll kill someone for cheaper than that with less
Hey,
training.
buy a pit bull.
And then they had some that were trained somewhat for like $1,200 and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you can
So I
teach
like
them
how
to hate other people,
the
yeah.
top notch is 4,500 and this one's
45,000.
45,000. I mean, yes. Then this one's trained somewhat for 1,200.
Well, the
Well, yeah,
problem
there
is,
was all different degrees.
Only
the
dog
40
I've ever been bit by, Kiki's German Shepherd.
oh
Nice.
man, that was a mean German Shepherd.
Underneath my arm, I
Oof.
opened the door.
Ow.
So I walked in from the living room to the kitchen, pushed the door open, and the dog clamped
Ow.
right underneath my armpit.
Dude, that dog put its head through a glass door to get after one of my buddies. Just because
Oh, man.
This thing was crazy, and it would be in the house
I don't
roaming.
like those.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
we were
like
in
those
the
dogs.
house.
He was
No.
neat, man.
I don't trust them.
I'll tell you
bastards.
what, I never was worried when my mom was home alone.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but at the same
that's
time,
thing.
nobody else could come.
Nobody
in the
else.
house.
No,
Unless
there
you
was like-
turned on
yeah.
your mom.
No, yeah, there was like 2 people that could come in the house. That was it.
Your
It was
dad and your
crazy.
mom.
But he brought
boyfriend.
9. But he brought 9 people to the house, even though 2 people could only come.
Yeah. I said, good luck.
Yeah. Let's see how this
2 of you
ends.
are going to
Dude,
fucking get fucked.
That bastard bit me twice, dude.
Yeah.
Wham, wham.
It was a big
underneath
German
my arm,
Shepherd,
dude.
too,
He
yeah.
was huge.
Yeah, he was a
140
big-
pounds,
yeah, he was a big
man,
German Shepherd.
easily. And literally, I opened the door and he just bit me. Like I didn't even have time to
Oh, man.
yeah, there
process
no
what was
messing
going
around.
on.
Yeah, he just wouldn't take any lessons.
But didn't complain, didn't file a lawsuit,
Yeah.
did what I had to do, went back
Man.
to Larry Lehman's, the
Yeah.
armpit of maple, had some squares and
checking your bite marks.
yeah, itched and scratched for a little bit. That's all right
But that's crazy, man.
though. Well, what's
Um,
crazy is that we cannot stop fentanyl from getting in the United States. That's what's crazy.
It is crazy.
Don't you think? I mean, it is
Well-
so asinine. We cannot stop illegal.
It's been coming in
drugs.
for years, and
Well, it has
now
been.
it's just pouring in.
Yeah.
and pouring.
Well,
I mean,
now it's the
these-
norm. It's what's for dinner.
When they bust
basically.
people, like we were talking about, 3 million
Yeah.
enough doses to kill 3
Yeah.
million. It's like I don't know if they're pumping the numbers up, which I'm sure they are.
Well,
but
Who knows?
at the
you
same
know?
time, these people are making it, bringing it here,
Yeah.
and where are they making with these clandestine labs, and where are they
Well,
pressing
they
the
think they're doing
pills
it in
and where?
Mexico and stuff.
Yeah, right
These
across the
cartels
border.
have sophisticated
Yeah, the thing is,
operations.
when the government
You know,
Biden,
and they don't
Biden signed a
even-
contract with the cartels
Yeah.
to keep the border
he's
open.
their favorite
Yeah,
person.
well, too,
Yeah.
when the government has a deal where they're saying, "Oh, we've busted this much fentanyl within the past year," it's like, all right, you busted this much.
How much
so
got
that's
through?
about 5%
Yeah.
of what got through. So this is how much. Has
Just like
gotten
when they
through.
say in San Ysidro, they're like, "Oh, we made this much of a bust,
Yeah,
but
oh,
we can't.
man.
We could project this much got
It's-
through."
Right.
Yeah,
It's like,
oh
okay,
my
you know
God.
what?
So you have enough to kill the country.
Oh, you can
Exactly.
kill the whole
Twice
United
over.
That's what I'm
States
saying. Yeah.
easily
Yeah,
by
it's like, oh
one
my
person
God.
if he just dumped that in the water supply, or if
Yeah.
just,
Well, I don't know
did-
if you can kill the whole United States with that.
well, we're
You
saying
have to
if
hit
somebody.
all, but yeah, you know what?
If
I
you
wonder
went-
how-
They'd have to plan that out and
Well,
do
they
that.
did
but they
multiple
probably
states.
could, yeah.
Everyone has their own
Yeah,
water district.
yeah.
I'm just saying though. Okay, there's multiple. There's
but
different.
yeah, the
ways
guys
to do
that have
though.
3 million pills, a million
Yeah.
pills, it's like,
Remember the Tylenol scare in Chicago? We couldn't
Yeah,
even figure a
yeah.
guy who put bad pills in and killed all these people.
Yeah.
did
And
they
I-
figure that out? I
No,
can't remember.
never.
Dude,
They never
I remember
figured it
when
out.
that happened when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. And
That's
the
when
other
they-
thing was that before that,
You can just
can
open
in-
the bottle.
Yeah, that was when
And
they
then
started putting the safety
seals
Yeah,
in
they
seals.
put the
Oh,
seal
wow,
on the
they
top.
didn't
of
Before
it.
that,
Yeah.
they didn't.
Oh,
This
man, that's
person, they
scary.
thought it was someone at the factory. They thought it was someone, at the distributor.
Wow.
And when they found out, when they busted the person, I believe they found out that they were just
I don't
going
think
and
they ever
putting
busted
pills
the person.
in bottles.
in bottles.
I don't think they ever
Oh,
caught the
man.
person.
I believe they might
don't
have.
know.
So
Yeah.
that person is the reason why
don't know
there's
the name.
seals
I'm-
on bottles.
Yes.
Probably.
Just like everything, a couple bad apples ruin
Oh,
a
yeah.
good
And it was,
time,
and it
you
was
know?
like
That's
puzzling
crazy.
because the lot numbers weren't matching up, and it was
Yeah.
all in Chicago.
No, he was
and
just going
It
to-
wasn't happening anywhere else.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's just going to specific
See,
places and
that's
putting
just
pills
so
in.
scary.
That's
though,
how
you
they
know?
started
But now
figuring out it's
look at
gotta be
fentanyl.
someone.
That's what they're doing now in every place now. It's like they're taking this thing that is so bad and so illicit, and they're just putting it in everything.
Yeah.
If there's anything called an epidemic, it's fentanyl.
Yeah.
This is
They're-
the
they-
pandemic,
yeah,
actually.
exactly, and they're not doing.
How many
anything
people
about it.
passed away
Over
from
100
drinking cervezas? You know?
Yeah, right.
A few.
Well, no,
Not
have,
many.
comparative
have you
to
seen the oxy?
Over
the-
106,000 died in
130,000, I
2023.
think.
Yeah.
Something.
130,000.
Have you
1,000,
seen
something like
the
that.
documentary about like Oxy and
Yeah, the Sackler
the
family.
Sackler family and how they basically paid off?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
give them.
Right? I mean,
Well, what they did, there was a guy that worked for the FDA,
the
and then
proof,
he
the patents or
moved
whatever.
over there because he knew the vernacular of
Yeah,
how to
they
manipulate the
gave him-
laws and how
yeah.
to do all this.
They
Right.
paid him enough money. Where like, okay, now
Yeah,
you work for
because
us.
man, God's children cannot be bought or sold.
Yeah, I
And
don't
they-
You
get
are
it,
a
man.
soulless animal
And they
if
knew
you
that
take
that
money
stuff
over
was-
human lives.
Yeah, how do you sleep? How do you
Crazy.
sleep at
Yeah,
night?
oxys. That's how you
They
sleep
knew that
at
the
night.
oxys were
Copious
highly
amounts-
addictive, though.
Oh,
that?
yeah, they knew
They
it.
Well, they
knew that
downplayed it.
They downplayed
that
it, but they
it
knew
wasn't
how bad
it
it
wasn't
was.
as addictive as it was.
You know what the sad thing is?
That they were the greatest?
Well, no, Giuliani. Well, yeah, Giuliani was friends with like the Sackler family, and Trump was president when he handed down the fine, and Giuliani got him a slap on the wrist, basically.
No, you
Big
know what?
fine.
There is not enough money to compensate a life.
No, and
there
I
really isn't.
I am not blaming it on Trump or anything, but
No.
who knows if he really knew
Listen,
what was really going
Trump
on.
did mishandle the
lot
whole
of things.
pandemic thing,
Yeah.
and
Well, here's the thing.
You're gonna handle
Fauci
you're gonna
was telling
handle
them stuff in the
Well-
CDC, and they believed him at the
Yeah.
time.
well,
you
but it's a
know.
WHO that's actually
You
controlling.
know, they
that.
believe he was following them. It took him a minute to say, "Wait a minute."
He wasn't
this guy's
following
bullshit.
anything.
Well-
he was
Well,
just.
no, when Fauci gave him information and
Well,
advice, he
yeah.
believed it at first, and
Isn't
so
it
did
crazy
everybody.
you believe one person?
Well, but here's the
So-
thing: Fauci was the same person, head of the whatever, for how many decades? For how
Yeah.
many presidents?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this
lot.
guy's trusted.
Well, also,
until you
too-
realize, like, wow, these guys are all.
Well, we
full
get
of
taught
shit.
we get
Yeah.
taught doctors and nurses have our best interests, but it's
Yeah.
all a money business.
It
That's
is,
all
yeah.
it is that here's a bunch of pills. We're going to try them with you.
This will
Let's
fix
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
this
And I'm
will,
gonna
yeah,
get a
this will
kickback
fix
if
you.
you take
Is
this
great. I
one.
mean, that should be the slogan for
Famous
big
last word,
pharma.
yeah.
Is this will fix you. Here it is. It's contained in this
Try
little
this.
thing,
Yeah.
but you might get addicted. Your butthole might fall out. You might have leaking from your
exactly.
ears.
Yeah.
You might have all these side effects, but it might fix you.
Yeah.
You know, and we just take
Also,
them.
you can change your diet; that will fix you too. But
Yeah,
or
or
you can
work
just take
out.
These pills.
Stop eating
Yeah.
so much bad crap.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not exactly the most healthiest person. I
Well,
shall
none of us
admit.
are. You know, we
But
grew up in
at the
this
same
bullshit.
time, once you start realizing that it's all for the love of money, it's
Yeah.
not for health. Like, there's how many health
Well,
providers
but
are in the
there's-
country?
There's got to be some doctors that take the Hippocratic oath, and they're not in it for money. And if you don't need,
Oh, there's a
an
lot of
well,
them.
they-
There's a
no.
lot of them.
Not all of them are bad. That's the thing. Fauci and the CDC, what they did was created never vaxxers and made people scared of doctors.
And they
and
skirted
make
the
them think-
FDA, no more human trials. Now they've
Yeah.
opened the door for crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't even test this stuff. They were telling mothers that were pregnant to take this thing, and it's never been tested.
Yeah, that's beyond.
And
Disturbing.
I was just reading that thing about with the respiratory
don't
effects
care.
and
Yeah.
how it affects, like, man.
Wait, how many times do you see like a YouTube, Instagram, Facebook post of 20-year-old, 30-year-old dies of heart attack? I was like, what?
Yeah, since when? And
Since
also,
when do 20, 30
cancer
year-olds
rates
die?
just
Yeah.
are skyrocketing
Yeah, that's
amongst
the other thing,
children
yeah.
also. The way it's funny, it's like, okay, so we had this whole push towards bottled water because tap water has fluoride in it and it's bad for
Yeah.
you. And then you read that there's 160,000 microparticles of plastic
Plastic
in
in the
each
water.
bottle.
Yeah.
And that's even worse for you. So
it's disturbing.
who is doing what to us, and how are they doing it? They're pulling that. We're getting quartered, basically. It's
Yeah.
like we're being told this and that, and then we're just in the middle. And it's like, don't think for yourself. Don't feel for yourself. Listen to what we give you.
Yeah.
Did we die because we didn't have water bottles in high school
Yeah, right.
No,
Seriously.
or junior high?
Yeah, right.
But they still put fluoride in the water and
I
everything
know. I just
else,
said
you
that.
know.
I know
chlorine,
that's
fluoride.
They didn't
what's the
die,
lesser
but
of
they
each?
still
Of each
Dude,
evil?
if we were to fly right
don't know
now
the lesser
in,
yet.
in Bill Gates' room, he'd be sitting there like, "Ooh, what did I get him do today? What did I get
Yeah.
him do
Well, no, he
today?"
just goes to a third world country and practices his
Yeah,
weird
but it's-
things.
it's-
That's the problem. Like, oh, these people, they don't have any government. We can buy the government off. We can test our stuff on them. We
Yep.
can sterilize these people.
And then pick up a few kids from
Because
Epstein
what is it?
Island.
I mean, if you
Seriously.
can bypass animal trials and go straight to human trials, and nobody's gonna these
Yeah.
people.
Then you can sell it to the libs and
For
say
a
this is
cheaper cost.
this
Well,
is
not
not
even sell
animal
it to the libs.
tested.
They
You could say
tweak
this
it.
is not animal tested.
Yeah, they
and they'll be like,
tweak
oh,
it.
this is great.
yeah, right.
It's just like it's funny. Like
Oh.
remember
We
when they
didn't
used to have
kill a
these-
mouse, but we're gonna try it on your family.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not gonna try it on your family. We're gonna try it on some
Yeah.
poor people in
Yeah.
another
Well,
country
yeah.
that you'll never know about
Yeah,
until the
exactly.
papers come out 15 years later.
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know? That's just the way it is. It's all cyclical. In 15 years, 20 years, imagine what is going to come out about what's going on now.
Well, it'll be longer than
That's
15
disturbing.
years.
No, look at
Maybe not.
9/11. You know what I mean? Like
I hope I'm still alive when
Yeah,
when the
I
shit hits
really
the fan,
just-
so I
well,
could say I told you so, motherfucker.
I don't want to tell anybody I told them so because it's
There's
not
a
gonna
few
be good.
people I want to tell. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
people
not
that
a
think
good.
I'm
No,
crazy.
that's
You
not
think
a
it may
good
be good,
thing,
but it's
yeah.
not. Yeah,
That's not a
because
good
it's
thing
too
at all.
late, and
Well,
everybody wow.
Like we're saying,
yeah.
war is good for no one unless you're Boeing or Northrop or these places.
Raytheon.
Yeah, these places that thrive on death
Yeah, well, it's
and
like
that
they
have
say.
no morals and no constitution.
Death
if, like,
is a moneymaker.
Two people, if you're like in a knife fight, if you're the winner in a knife fight, you
It
just
still
live.
sucks.
You just
Yeah.
live a little longer than the other person. The other person dies there. You die when you go home because you got stabbed too.
No, now you got to sleep with it. Now you
well,
got to
no,
think
no.
about
I mean,
it.
if
Like,
you're in a knife fight, you're getting jacked.
you-
So you're just
It's-
dying a little later than the person you killed.
isn't it
That's
so
how
cr-
it works. It's
Isn't it so
nasty.
crazy that
You get to
one
die in your own bed.
well,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
one
that ain't no
person,
good.
the president of the United States, is responsible for multiple murders and deaths and I mean
Thousands.
yeah and stuff going on in our own cities and all of this stuff, and these people just live. You know what I mean? Like
They act like nothing's going
good
on,
is
yeah.
really pushed down right now. Evil is so prevalent.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Well, it's because the education has been pushed down so much. These people are
Well, they
just
dumb us
idiots.
down
They're
on
so
purpose.
dumb.
Like I sent that article about the Native Americans. They're shutting down in the museums.
Yes, they want to remove the artifacts.
Well, they don't want to remove.
from
They
the-
just cover them. They don't even remove them.
Yeah, without anything. It's
We know
like, are
they
you
they
kidding
need
me?
consent, which is a very funny word.
Yeah.
Because we have been taught consent means something completely different.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Which
consent
before-
means getting the okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
all.
and they're getting the
Well,
okay
but
from
it
somebody.
doesn't
We've been-
always mean
We've
sex.
been because of the Me Too movement. We've
Yeah,
been beat
right.
down with consent. Now we need consent from this tribe, but we can't go ask them to do it. We're just going to cover it up and spend more money to cover up and not teach anybody anything.
Or you ask one of the
Right.
local drunks.
I mean, look
you
at
ask
the-
them for consent. Oh, well, we got consent from this person,
Yeah.
so it was
You know,
okay.
I'm buying fentanyl from this guy. I got consent to
Well,
buy
you know,
it. You know?
the consent
Exactly.
is just going to be, okay, give
It's
me
a very
some money.
misconstrued word.
from the weakest
I mean-
person in that in that tribe, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
here's consent.
Listen, if you have a
$5
problem,
grand.
you're going to ask 3 or 4 people until that guy tells you what you want to hear.
Exactly.
You know, they're not going to waste your time on
Running Bear Johnson gave me consent.
Yeah. Consent to sell these fireworks by the side of the road.
I have faith in people. I think people are better.
Humanity
with
is alive and
Yeah.
it shall
it's
triumph.
showing. Yeah.
But the problem is that we have been,
it's going to go through destruction before it gets better.
and it
which is
has
bad.
already. We've already
But,
had
yeah.
one civil war. We've already
It's
had a
gonna be
president
worse.
being told not what to do.
Yeah.
And it's always going to get worse before before it gets better.
That's why you got to buy rice, water.
Man,
pasta.
you are totally compromised by this guy's a commie.
Hey,
you got to buy rice. You hear that?
Rice is cheap and it lasts for a while to
Yeah.
get you through some
That's
crap.
all right until they put a tracking device.
Well,
in
what
it.
else can you buy that'll last you? That's the dirt cheap like rice.
Right.
That'll at least get you some kind of food. What can you get?
The kiddies want to
Beans.
eat.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? We got to
We
say,
could do beans.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you can go beans,
cans of
beans and
that
rice.
stuff.
No, just
tuna,
beans. You know.
Both, yeah.
Tuna.
Tuna's good
cans.
too, yeah.
But here's the
So-
thing. We got to say, last time I forgot to do this and I got reprimanded by Tom. Tom's Free Clinic Automotive and Veterinarian Services. I actually, that's where I brought my cats to get cremated. They do funerary services too.
Funerary, is that even a word? I think you just made that up on the
No,
fly.
that's real.
No, it's not. If you say it's real, funerary,
Funerary.
that's
yeah.
not a word.
I
at
like
all.
it. I got
mean,
it.
I know.
I did.
You two.
Ask my wife.
You're gonna
She's
tell him a
nice. She's
story about
smart.
how you
Yeah.
found that out in the jungles. This might not be true though.
No, I've heard people say that before.
Okay, so what did they do with your cats?
I got
Cremated?
yeah, I got the one upstairs.
And they
the
put them in
coffee
someone's
can.
oil because it thickens it up.
And the other one I'm
Tom
gonna
doesn't
probably
cut
get back
corners.
next week because he died yesterday.
All right, well, maybe you should shoot him up into space with a rocket. We should tie him to a balloon and send him up to the stratosphere.
Oh man, that's not right.
When your lips are getting sore and we know your girl's a whore, call Tom's Free Clinic.
Nice. That was nice. Tom's gonna be glad.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Tom. The only.
Cremate your cat while we're checking out your crack.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, shoot. I had so many that I want to say, but I'll save them.
But it was crazy because at this
What's crazy, Larry?
at the veterinarian
I totally stopped him when I said it.
they have
Did
a
you
kennel
hear
they have
me?
a kennel too, and they got this bird in there that is like this big,
birds,
man.
man.
It was freaky, and
You don't
Mary
fuck
was
with
afraid of
birds.
it.
Yeah, you don't fuck with birds.
Well, I didn't get near it, but she didn't even want to be in the room with it. She's like, "I'll wait outside."
Yeah,
Holy
certain
shit.
birds, man. Did you ever see them pick up like deer?
Well, no, it wasn't that.
I
Big.
mean,
It was
yeah.
like a.
This
it
guy's
was like
talking
a
about
big-
it
was like a big parrot.
All right,
It was
Yeah.
really colorful. You know, it was fucking huge with the tail on it. It was like
Yeah.
this long. The body part was like this.
that's
I'm
a
like,
big parrot.
damn, this
Was it
bird's
macaw?
huge.
Or was
It
it
was
parrot?
very colorful.
Was it green, white, red?
It was.
Well, if it was colorful, like
It
the
was
green
very
one,
colorful.
yeah,
It
yeah.
had green and red.
In Cali, they had parrots by us where I lived.
They do in Ocean Beach.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
where I
got-
lived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
That's
like,
cool.
there was like
So
20
they're
of them that
just
fly all
flying
over.
wild,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, somebody released them and they became
Yeah.
indigenous to the area. Which
Well,
is
they're
very
all,
funny.
but you know what? Like down in South America, in any tropical place, all their birds always look like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's tropical
It's like,
jungle.
I know, but
it's
you know,
not
like where they catch
California.
them for the pet store,
Pet
that's
stores out
where it
here.
is.
Yeah.
Like you look and there's a tree with little parakeets and they're like all green. And you're like, holy shit, I saw those at the pet store.
Yeah.
And you see the parrot and you're like, man, I saw that at the pet store.
Yeah,
It's
there
so
are some
weird.
wild parrots out there.
They don't have blackbirds and little gray birds like we
I thought
do.
you were talking like a falcon, the ones that like.
No, it wasn't.
Fly like
he
a
didn't have a
What's
falcon
that huge
in the
one with the
cage.
wingspan?
Well, like
not an
Condor.
eagle. Yeah, condor.
But you know, like I forget what falcon it is, but it's like the fastest bird. Like it can
Yeah.
fly like 150 miles per hour. and
Timmy
just-
always
like
wanted one.
it'll rip off a bird's head standing
Yeah.
still, like
Yeah.
just destroy it. You don't even they don't even feel it.
They're
coming.
pretty cool, falcons. Eagles are pretty cool too.
Yeah, eagles.
Any giant bird like that is freaky.
America.
Yeah, it's like dinosaurs though.
Yeah, they're old school.
They're crazy. They're awesome. I told you about the story with the I'll reiterate to the people where I saw the 10 hawks when we were in Southern Illinois, and then 2 more times on that trip I looked up and there was 6 hawks together, and then 6 hawks again, and then another time when we were getting a little closer to home, we saw another pack of like 7 because I
time
was
were we
counting
at?
them. I never saw so many at once.
What time are we at?
Were they waiting for one of you guys to die or something?
The vultures.
No, they weren't
Get some-
vultures. They
get
were
some
actual
food?
hawks, and it was really cool looking. Because when around here, when you see them, you see one,
Yeah, you don't see a
and
bunch of
maybe
hogs.
2, you know, far away the same day, but
Yeah,
not a bunch
pretty
of them
wild.
together. It was really awesome.
Time?
that's pretty
It's time to quit.
All right, so I want a punk ukulele version for my exit.
cool. Exit song.
All right. Let's see.
Faster. That's what I want right there. Tell me when you're ready. Ready? Freedom, petitions, assembly, right to bear arms, quartering of soldiers, search and arrest, rights in criminal cases, right to a fair trial, rights in civil cases, bail, fines, punishment, rights retained by the people, states' rights, states' rights, states' rights. I love America.
America. Nice.
Man, that was bad. All right, thank you.
That was bad.
No, that was great.
good.
Your words were great.
What the heck?
I'm talking about my playing.
That's all right.
I'm starting to lose it.
Yeah,
A little messed up. Hey,
Hopefully you
thanks.
find it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great evening.
Like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody.
Pray for your enemies, and
You know what? Get right with God.
that's right.
Forgive
This
everybody.
is the most
That's
important
right.
election you'll ever be involved in.
So don't vote for someone that can't put two sentences together,
Oh,
please.
man.
Use your head. Peace.
Peace.
Love you.